Learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. With this beautiful quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, I, Shilpi Gupta, Assistant Professor and IQAC Coordinator of Dr. RKB Law College, welcome you all to this 7 days faculty development program on teaching pedagogy, which is organized by IQAC of Dr. RKB Law College in association with Skillfinity and with the academic support of Teaching Learning Center of Tejpur University. I would like to inaugurate this program by presenting you the college theme song, which is composed by Shri Ajit Borgohai, who is a teaching faculty, and the video is prepared by Rajiv Devnath of our institution.
কি যে ধুনিয়া
বারে বরনিয়া
কি যে ধুনিয়া বারে বরনিয়া এইখন আমার দেশ
To welcome is to do the honor, to welcome is to establish integrity. So, I request Dr. Gautami Datta Bora, Principal of Dr. RKB Law College, to deliver welcome note and also highlight upon the object of organizing the faculty development program.
Very good morning everyone. Respected keynote speaker of today's inaugural session of the Faculty Development Program, Dr. Rupam Soikia, Director, College Development Council, Inaugural University. Respected resource persons of this Faculty Development Program, Professor Dr. Ramesh Barpatra Gohai, Advocate General, Government of Assam, former Dean and SOD, Department of Law, Guwahati University, Dr. Nita Kolita Borua, Professor, Department of Education, Inaugural University, Mr. Anjan Choudhury, Faculty Development Trainer and Founder, Skillfinity, Mrs. Sapna Rani Bora, Assistant Professor, Teaching Learning Center, Tezpur University, and Mr. Iqbal Hussain Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Teaching Learning Center, Tezpur University, faculty members of Dr. Rohini Kanta Barua Law College, moderator, coordinator, and joint coordinator of this program, esteemed participants from different parts of the country. It is a matter of great honor and privilege for me to welcome you all to this Faculty Development Program organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Dr. Rohini Kanta Barua Law College in association with Teaching Learning Center, Tezpur University and Skillfinity. The IQAC of our college, since its formation, has been organizing various programs from time to time, and this is the second Faculty Development Program organized by IQAC. The program is designed keeping in view some of the important aspects of teaching pedagogy, such as classroom management, question paper setting, and evaluation, and ICT. The 2 days classroom management is designed with the intent to improve the approach and attitude towards teaching and thereby teaching skill for developing healthy teaching learning process in the classroom. Secondly, question paper setting and evaluation are two most important duties of a teacher after teaching. Framing effective question paper is very much important for assessing the learning outcome of students, and suitable assessment during teaching learning process stimulates and motivates students and enhance learning. So, a good amount of care and caution is necessary for setting question papers. It may sound hard, but most of us rarely have training on how to set a balanced question paper. So, I hope the 2 days training in this aspect will be very much fruitful for the participants. Another topic that is covered in this faculty development program is ICT, which becomes inevitable in the teaching learning process due to COVID-19 pandemic. The 2 days training on ICT is intended to guide the participants on use of various ICT tools in teaching learning process on online platforms. I hope all of you will spend 7 productive days of training and stimulating interactions. I sincerely wish this FDP will be a fruitful platform for sharing knowledge during this unprecedented situation arising due to COVID-19 pandemic. I like to conclude my speech expressing my sincere gratitude to Dr. Rupam Soikia, Director, College Development Council, for his continuous support during preparation for organizing this program, and also to the moderator, coordinator, and joint coordinator of this program, without whose effort it would not be possible on our part to organize this program. I once again welcome you all to this program. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request Dr. Rupam Saikia, Director of College Development Council, Dibrugarh University, to deliver keynote address.
At the very outset, I express my thanks and gratitude to the principal of Dr. RKB Law College for extension of invitation to me for delivering the keynote address of the proposed FDP, Faculty Development Program, organized by this college in collaboration with Tesco University, which will be enriched by a few leading experts on pedagogy, which is a very important domain, especially in the context of the present situation. And therefore, I personally thank the organizers for taking initiative through consultations and also taking advices from all the resourceful persons available on the domain across the during the last couple of days. Learned friends, pedagogy is a subject, to my understanding, it requires tremendous skills as well as personal feelings as well as perceptions to understand its value rather than its dimensions. The dimensions of the discipline may be many, since it is to primarily deal with the online mode of teaching, its use of tools as a part of pedagogy will be definitely an integral component of the entire course to be delivered during the coming 7 days. Though I am not a student of educational technology or pedagogy, by virtue of the experience that I have treasured over the last 2 decades, both in teaching as well as in academic administration, from my personal experiences, I visualized as well as try to venture into the domain both from the point of view as a learner as well as a person who also was involved in delivering instructions to the students. Friends, at this very moment when I am sharing my thoughts on this particular area with you, I would like to give certain observations which may be directly or indirectly relevant to the subject in the context of the day. Pedagogy as a concept, pedagogy as a discipline, pedagogy as a skill, as an art, requires tremendous situational dynamics, both on the part of the learner as well as the person who will be imparting instructions to the learner. To my understanding, it is a two-way traffic, and then only the end results of this exercise in terms of pedagogy can be enriching and lasting. What may be the key areas that is to be dealt with by pedagogy? Traditionally, when we talk about pedagogy, the teachers who are involved in the art or who practice this art, we start with the planning of a lesson. Now the question is, when we plan a lesson for the students, there may be certain areas in the particular lesson which are conceptual as well as structural. So far the concept is concerned, it is required that first of all the teachers must have tremendous control over the concept to be dealt with or the concept to be disseminated to the students in the light of their particular relation. Then the next stage is, what are the limitations of the concept? This is very, very important. And in the third stage, the construction of the problems. And perhaps, as highlighted or as stated by Martin, the construction of the problem is much more important or challenging rather than finding of the solutions. Because a concept might have certain limitations. Until and unless those limitations are not understood, perhaps it will be difficult to deal with the concept in the way it is required to be dealt with. So this is my observation on this aspect. Then the question of the domain knowledge and situational dynamics. Because we know what we have learned or whatever we are learning, we require it to be relearned at certain stages. Because unlearning as well as relearning always increase the value of the dynamics of learning. Because dynamics of learning, it controls to a tremendous extent the dynamics of pedagogy. Because what we learn to teach or what we learn to understand must have a kind of symbiotic relationship. Until and unless that symbiotic relationship is generated, not only generated, it is required to be capitalized in a very dynamic or meaningful way. Otherwise, the art of communication, the communication of the concept to the learners, it may not yield the desired results. Learned friends, the acceptance of pedagogy by the learners is a very important point for a person who instructs the students, who deliver lectures to the students. Because our end result is to transform a slow learner to an efficient learner, and then an efficient learner to an excellent learner. So it is a continuous process, because if we do not understand the problem of the slow learner and what are the circumstances which have made him a slow learner, it is required to be deliberated. Until and unless it is not deliberated, I think the inherent deficiency which may have latently or patently crept into the art of pedagogy would remain unaddressed. The unscathing criticism of a teacher, if he or she fails to deliver lessons with the approved norms of pedagogy, not only with the approved mode of pedagogy, but also from the level of his acceptance by the majority of the learners is a very important point. And on many occasions, we find or we rely on the conclusions or the findings of the others to finally sum up the study or to conclude the concept after discussion through the course of pedagogy. But while doing so, if we fail to understand the approach taken by the previous person or anyone who had dealt with the subject, the limitations that he had or the problems that he faced in analyzing the things, perhaps we fail to do justice in terms of the requirements, in terms of the expectations, genuine expectations of the learners from us. Because throughout the entire journey in the art of pedagogy, right from the inception of the concept in the lesson till the drawal of the conclusion, we have to adhere to certain stages. And I think the most important stage is the stage when we have to analyze the things that we have dealt with. So while we analyze the thing, can we distinguish what is analysis and what is interpretation? There is a distinction or there is a difference between analysis as well as interpretation. So what is analysis? To my understanding, because analysis, it will show us the ways, or it will indicate the problems that we face in discussing the concept with the resources which were available at our disposal. There may be limitations of the resources. These things may be required to be analyzed while concluding our observations. Then now, based on this analysis, finally we have to interpret our perceptions with regard to what we have analyzed on the available resources. Now this interpretation will require the skill, because on the interpretation of a teacher of a concept, it will help the students to have a grasp of the subject, to understand the acceptance of the concept, the limitations of the concept, and the other ancillary areas which are required to be dealt with to make the concept more dynamic, more efficient, and more workable. So finally, the business of pedagogy, it has so many multifarious dimensions that it is very difficult to encapsulate the grammar of pedagogy. Probably the construction of the design of the pedagogy is the most challenging task for a teacher to fulfill the very objectives of teaching and to make the learning outcome based, as well as to enhance his acceptance amongst the learners. I think in this 7-day workshop, these aspects will definitely get due representation, because I have seen that it will be addressed by so many experienced resource persons who are having full expertise and exposure in the subject, and during the interactive sessions probably the learned participants will be able to make the exercises more fertile, more effective, and more acceptable. With these words, I would like to wind up, and finally, I would like to conclude that it is our duty, not only duty, it is our responsibility to highlight or to make students understand what is knowledge based on a concept within a framework that is provided to be dealt with, and at the same time we have also make them understand, or we have also provide them information where we'll find the source of knowledge. And at the third stage, we have to make them understand as to the application of the knowledge with situational dynamics into real life, or to finding of true solutions. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for summarizing the core message of organizing the faculty development program in such a wonderful manner. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session, and in a very short duration, we are going to start our technical session. Thank you.